Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome back to the built Airbus A350-1000. Today we're going to fly from Doha to San Francisco on the Qatar Airways flight 737. This is going to be a 15.5-hour flight, so after a quick message from today's sponsor, let's get straight into it. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that can not just do your standard IFR A to B flight, but also other things like data link, VFR, and even a cabin crew simulation, then look no further than Say Intentions AI. We'll be using them in today's video for all ATC and cabin crew related stuff, so if you like what you're about to see, then check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. Now, let's get straight into it and start by cross-checking our flight plan so that you guys know what we're about to do today. So this is what our route is going to look like, departing Doha and then eventually across Russia over to the Arctic Circle and then all the way straight down to San Francisco. The significant weather chart is looking very good for the first part of the flight, very good for the second part of the flight, with the possibility of some thunderstorms over Russia, and then eventually we are making our way southbound close to the Canadian and US border. We are facing a couple of CBs, and we've got that marked area number 1, which is moderate turbulence up to level 400 over here, but thereafter great weather conditions on the remainder of the flight to San Francisco. Now let's continue and have a look into the airport weather. So starting at our departure in Doha, we've got variable winds, 36 degrees, and the forecast for San Francisco clearly points to very nice weather conditions, with runway 28 being in use. Our alternate in Oakland is wonderful as well. And now let's have a look at the Enroute and the ETOPS sections of the flight. So Bodo has very good weather conditions, no doubt at all. Iqaluit has likewise, there is nothing to worry us over here. And finally Yellowknife is also excellent. Now let's go up and have a look at the flight plan itself. Now, departing Doha on time means we're going to arrive in San Francisco on time. We are not critical with either our takeoff or our landing weight. And moving down a little, we can see we start in flight level 330, we end in flight level 400 today. And finally going down to the fuel section, let's make a decision on how much fuel we want to carry. So 107.9 is the minimum takeoff fuel plus 600 taxi. The question is, do we want to take anything extra? And to that I can only say that I don't really see much reason to take extra fuel over here. Perhaps just a little bit to be on the safe side, in case our flight plan isn't calculated that accurately. In the real life, I wouldn't bother with that because I know that I can rely on the flight plans. In the sim, sometimes it's a bit different, so if they say 107.9 plus taxi, that's 108.5. Why don't we make that 110 tons, and then we should be absolutely good to go. Now with that out of the way, let's get straight into our cockpit and let's start working on our Airbus A350. So we start as always with a preliminary. That's engine masters off, mode selector norm, thrust levers idle, landing gear down, wipers are off. Let's cross check the battery voltage up here, which is all above 25, lovely. And then we can turn on the batteries and also the external power units. Our plane is coming to life. While it's doing that, let's head down into the OIS and start setting this up. So we start down here on the flight up status screen, do the SimBrief import, and that's the correct flight. Now for the load sheet, we are also going to do SimBrief import. We are going to change the fuel to 110 tons as we have discussed. Set the zero fuel weight, set the fuel, and do that instant, please. Lovely, now from here we can move on to our takeoff performance calculation. Let's synchronize the SimBrief weather, synchronize the actual weather. Winds, I'm going to make that variable 5 knots here, just a little bit of margin. All the rest is looking good. I do want to calculate conv2 takeoff for tail strike avoidance though. So let's compute that, and we get a max takeoff weight of 347.8, so we are perfectly good to go, even with a little bit of a flex temperature here. It's just 9 degrees above the actual. But hey, we can use the flex temperature. Okay, so let's move on to the terminal charts and get our charts for Doha. For this we will need the APC main terminal. Then we will also need the AGC, and last but not least, let's go for the SID charts, going off runway 34 right, so let's see. RP 34 right, no, not that one. This is it, Alpha 3 Echo, so we can pin this as well. And we can absolutely use the daytime charts today. Alright, with that our OAS is set up, so let's get straight back into it. Perhaps a quick visit to the ground tub over here. I'm not going to use GSX because, well, it's GSX. It just causes our sim to lag a bit. But I will connect the air conditioning unit, then we can turn the packs off, and with that we can keep it nice and cool in here. Let's have a look. Condition. Yeah, temperatures are absolutely perfect. Alright, cool. So the plane has finished booting and powering up, so the ADRS is coming on. Then let's move down to the recall for 3 seconds. And 3. Alright, recall is normal. Dispatch page is not simulated at the time of this recording. So then let's move up, do the APU fire test. And that is good, but I'm not going to start the APU just yet. The entire OAS preparation is complete, so let's now go over the airplane status. So oxygen quantity is good, rain repellent level is normal, hydraulics are okay. Well, let's go for the engines, turn on the FADEC up here, and see what we got. 15.9 and 16, no, that's too little. Gotta get some maintenance here. So, oil, service. Alright, that is better. 23.5. Okay, with that I can work. Okay, then we can close the FADEX again. The flaps are up, speed brakes are retracted. That both agrees with the levers. Let's just release the parking brake here for a second, press the brakes, and that works just fine. Parking brake set again, and yeah, let's reinflate that accu. Perfect. Alright, lovely. So that's our preliminary cockpit preparation complete. So while our third or fourth pilot can go out for the walk around, we are going to start with the cockpit preparation procedure up here. So evacuation switch captain, crew supply on, flight recorder on, ELT armed, and all white lights extinguished. Over here the lights are set, refueling is complete, so the belts are coming on, signs are coming on. The packs stay off for the time being, for as long as we are on the external power unit and the air conditioning unit. So fuel pumps coming on, no white lights. Over here we don't need the forward temperature regulator today. CVR test is okay. Alright, then let's move down to our weather. QNH is 1000. And that's set. On the right side everything is set. Moving down to the radios then. So airdrome ground chart please. And on here we've got delivery on 120875. That goes active, and then we have several ground frequencies. I think 1865 is the one we are gonna use, but if not, we will find out. Okay, on VHF2 we need 121.5, and then I'm also going to tune the ATIS frequency, departure 126.85. Alright, we want to listen to VHF1, VHF2, and also to the interphone. Squawk 2000 is good. In the middle everything is set. On the right hand side you can have the radios as well. 1, 2, 3. And since we would fly with a complete fourth crew, you are gonna get the same down here. Alright, lovely. Now let's go into the surveillance page. Transponders on standby, the rest is off. Lovely. And ATC com. ADSC's checked armed, same tensions is selected, message record is empty, and with that out of the way, let's get straight onto the FMS. So, let's get to work, shall we? Okay, so starting right down here, we've got an A350-1000, no fuel penalty factor, nav database up to date at the time of the recording. We're going to delete any previously saved items, then onto the init page, company flight plan request. Might take a little moment to uplink. Oh, that was quick. Okay, insert Qatari 85 Quebec from Doha to San Francisco, alternate Oakland, flight level 330. Now the cruise temperature is going to be minus 32 degrees. Like that, and the tropopause initially 57,000. Alright, then let's go on. IRSs are aligning. Departure, runway 34 right. And we've got the Alvam 3 Echo, isn't it? Yeah. On here it says direct, that's fine. Alvam 3 Echo it is. Alright, and insert, and now for the arrivals in San Francisco. We're planning on 28 left for the time being with an ILS approach. For the arrival they've planned the RIS-T1. And that's coming from Orca. Alright, Tempe and insert. Let's go down onto the flight plan info, fix info. Departing from Doha 34 right, and the runway track on this one is 336. Okay, new waypoint, that's going to be the emergency point, Doha X4. It looks like we're going to have to add it manually like this. So, new waypoint, Doha X4. This thing will be based on OTHH34 right, bearing 336 and distance 25. Okay, store waypoint. Now let's continue entering that stuff. So, fix page 2, Doha X4. Here we go. Lovely. Alright, now let's return to the flight plan and start working on the step altitudes, because there will be quite a couple of them. So, at Sierra Yankee Zulu, we climb to flight level 340. Then, at... well, Quebec is still level 340, Exeter is the next one, flight level 360. There were a couple in-betweens where it wants to go up and down and up and down. I'm not going to do that. So we'll just do it that way. So Exeter flight level 360. Then we've got 67 north, 090 west for flight level 380. And lastly, we've got Kilo Uniform 09 Oscar. Flight level 400. Lovely, and we are just going to stick with those for the time being. Okay, so that should be everything on the flight plan. Then let's go back. Nav 8, nothing hard-tuned, wonderful. Now, fuel and load. We are looking at a zero fuel weight of 192 tons. We don't know any CG yet, so I'm going to enter 25. Block fuel 110. Passenger numbers are unknown for the time being. Taxi 0.6, that is okay. So, alternate fuel 1.3. Final reserve fuel 2.6. And the route reserve 3%. Lovely. I don't quite believe that we are going to have a 101.5 tons extra though, but hey, we'll just keep it at that, shall we? Trip fuel certainly is a bit too little for the time being. So let's go on to the takeoff performance. TO-perf, send to FMS, and confirm. So, speeds are good, packs on, and engine out acceleration will be 1520. Alright, position monitor is OTHH34 right. Okay, then onto the secondary flight plans. Import active, flight plan. And insert next waypoint, that'll be Doha X4. And we can insert a holding over there, that's looking good, and then new destination OTHH. And on that one we'll re-land on the runway 34 right with an ILS approach. Okay, lovely. So that's our secondary number 1 filled out. Then let's go to secondary number 2, import active. And here we go. Lovely. Alright, so let's go back to the performance panel. Takeoff page is looking good. Climb page, we do have an auto derate in there. We are going to keep that initially, but probably going to get rid of it rather quickly. Alright, so that's everything entered down here in the FMS. Let's go up to the FCU then, and the EFIS control panel, QNH 1000. We'll select all of those. Initial climb probably around 5 or 4,000 or something the likes. Then let's go ahead and load our ANF. Meantime, right side is set up as well. Taxi chart is loaded. We can do the same down here. And I'm just going to zoom out a little bit over here, so that it preloads those Enroute charts. Okay, now at least we have all of them on board. Okay, here we go. So I think that's about everything we needed down here. So let's see if we can use data link today, or if there are some bugs still in that. So connection, say intentions is selected, D8 is, let's update all. And here we go. So Doha 090 at 6 runway. So of course they switched to runway 16. I checked the ATIS before I started recording. It was runway 34. So annoying. 090 at 6, yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm going to call for clearance and see what we get. So, request, clearance, departure. We're at gate. Not written anywhere. Nope. Okay. I think it's 118. Yeah, 118. Says on here as well. That's fine. So, gate 118, and that was ATIS information Papa. Alright, looking good. Transfer to mailbox and send. So clearance request is out, and I think then we can already start changing our departure runway. They must just have changed it. It was definitely the other runway before. So 16 left and Alvum to Mike. And insert. Now while we're waiting for the clearance, let's go over here. Start entering the emergency waypoint. That's going to be DO X1. OTHH 16 left. Bearing will be 156.
Ladies and gentlemen,
okay, processed standby. So 156 and the distance again 25 miles. Store. Flight plan. Fix info. OTHH 16 left and radial 156. Okay. And DO X1. Alright, and lastly, secondary flight plan. FPLN on here, we can change that. 16 right? Are you trolling us? I'll call delivery. Stand by. Send. Door delivery, Qatar 85 Quebec. Request IFR clearance and runway 16 left.
your clearance in just a second.
This 16 left has a sit to Alvem. 16 right does not. So,
Qatari 85 Quebec, cleared to San Francisco. Radar vectors Alvin, then as filed. Climb 4000. Expect flight level 330 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.7. 25 squawk 4261, and we had to change your departure runway to 16 right.
Qatar 85 Quebec is cleared to Doha, radar, to San Francisco, radar vectors 4000, 330 10 minutes after, departure 119.725, squawk 4621. Qatari 85 Quebec, request runway 16 left.
Qatari 85 Quebec, read back correct. Contact ground on 120.225 when ready.
120.225 when ready, Qatar 85 Quebec.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
So does that mean she's working on 16 left now?
Qatari 85 Quebec, cleared to San Francisco. Radar vectors Alvin, then as filed. Climb 4000. Expect flight level 330 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.7. 25 squawk 4261, and your departure runway was changed to 16 right.
Roger, clearance as received 16 right, Qatari 85 Quebec. Troll yourself, man. So then it's 16 right, no sit, insert. So it'll be radar vectors to Alvem. Now, of course, it has removed that. Insert next waypoint. Alvem. And it doesn't know that. How do you write that? Alven. Okay. So insert next waypoint, Alvin. Discontinuity, delete, and insert. Okay, so initial climb to 4000. That's set, 119.725 will be the departure. And last but not least, 4621. Okay, lovely. So, one more attempt at the engine outset. Sec 1 import active, flight plan. 16 right, next waypoint, DO X2. Based on OTHH 16 right, bearing 156, distance 25, store waypoint. Inserted, lovely, insert a holding over there. And then new destination, back to OTHH. And in here we have an arrival, runway 16 left for sure, because it is longer. And here we go. Now, for the performance. Departure runway 16 right. We can synchronize that weather, and look at that, it still says variable 4 up here. Okay, compute. Performance is okay, we lose 2 degrees flex temperature, that's fine, send to FMS. In the meantime, the engine out flight plan is okay, performance, confirm, and on the flight plan page, fix info. Now I've got Doha 16 right, the radial is still 156, and the engine out fixed DO X2. Alright, lovely. So with that, everything's entered, everything is checked, takeoff data is checked, that's all looking good. Quick check of the flight plan, Doha 16 right, radar vectors Alven, that's fine. And just to be sure we actually get that, let's just insert something here. Hello, where's that waypoint I just inserted? So insert next waypoint, I don't know, I'm just gonna put, yeah, Charlie Oscar Lima. insert, delete, and insert. That way we have the discontinuity in here. Alright, good. So everything's here now. Fuel. What happened to my fuel? We did click load, didn't we? Set fuel, instant. Fuel loading complete, 110 tons, perfect. Alright, good. So, that means all our pre-flight procedures are now completed. So let's go for the departure briefing. So departing Doha, runway 16 right, MSA 3000 and radar vectors, initial climb 4000. Extra fuel and time, let's see what we got. Well, it says minus 0.1, that's fine for the time being. Let's do a wind request. That's hopefully gonna fix it. Okay, so that's all the good stuff entered down here. Then back to my side, no hotspots for our taxi routing, even though it is a little bit longer now. We'll have a good look at the brake temperature, seeing that we don't overheat them, but it's just 33 degrees for the time being, so it should be fine. Now our stop margin will not be very much, but hopefully absolutely sufficient for our takeoff. Engine out sits straight at 25 miles, pick up a holding, and then we can come back immediately if necessary. We have runway 16 left program for the return because it is longer and we will be overweight, so if an immediate re-landing is necessary, overweight landing procedure. Well, and that's all I got for the time being here. We've got nothing special or non-standard. It's hot but not too hot, and we are not maxed out either. Any questions? No? Lovely, then let's do the cockpit preparation checklist, please. So, gear pits and covers removed. Fuel quantity is 110 tons balanced, and barrel reference QNH 1000. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright then, so far so good. Let's say hello to our passengers. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Qatar Airways, I would like to welcome you on board our Airbus A350 on our flight to San Francisco. The flight time today will be 15 hours and 30 minutes. We expect a mostly smooth flight with some occasional turbulence. We would like to thank you very much for being our guests today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the trip with us, and we will get back to you with the latest information on the arrival weather once we start our approach to San Francisco. Thank you very much, and once again, welcome on board. Ground from flight deck? Go ahead. So, how is the ground handling doing? Well, we are getting there. Okay, thanks. The air conditioning unit can already be removed. We are waiting for your signal to... make sure the parking brake is set, which it is. So chocks can be removed anytime. Just stand by for the ground power unit, please, until the APU has started. Roger. Okay, so final performance figures should be here by now. And the zero fuel weight is 192, and the CG 30.2. So, passengers 326. So that's all on board. Takeoff weight is 301.4. So let's just adjust this. 302, please. And compute. Looking good. Sent to FMS. And confirmed. Alright, lovely. So, APUs avail. Bleed on. And ground, you can remove the external power units now. Alright. So, all slides are armed. And then let's go ahead and get our pushback clearance. Hamad Drone, Qatari 85 Quebec, request pushback and startup.
Qatari 85 Quebec, pushback and startup approved, face south.
Pushback and startup approved, facing south, Qatari 85 Quebec. Alright, so face south means to the left-hand side. Fine. Well then, let's go. Before start checklist, please. Park and brake. Set. Takeoff speeds and thrust. V1 161, VR 166, V2 172, flex 38. Slides. Armed. No split steering disconnect memo. Checked. Before start checklist complete. Okay, so. Ground from flight deck. We are cleared for push and start, facing south. The park and brake is released. Roger. Starting the pushback, stand by for engines.
Pushback approved. Qatari 944.
Okay, so let's bring up the terminal charts here. We don't need any SID anymore. The Romeo 16 right is up here. Why they want us to face south, I don't know. But taxi is probably going to look something like this then. So it might be a rather long taxi today.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Welcome aboard Qatar Airways Flight 737.
Okay, so we're nearing that road.
San Francisco. We are delighted to have you with us today.
Qatari 903 Quebec, ready to taxi.
And our first officer, Stephanie.
Qatari 903 Quebec. Taxi to runway 16 right, via Echo 1, Charlie, Romeo, Kilo, cross,
Alright,
runway
we're approaching 10
right,
seconds.
at your
Starting
discretion.
engine 1.
Insert the metal tip into the button.
16 right, via Echo 1, Charlie, Romeo, Kilo, cross runway 16 right, our discretion, Qatari 903 Quebec.
As we may experience turbulence. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. To use the mask, pull it towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, securing it with the elastic band. Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. We also have life vests located under your seats.
Ooh, lovely 787 over there.
Place it over your head. To inflate it, pull the red tabs. You can also inflate it by blowing into the tube. In the event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage on board. Your safety is our top priority. This aid
Qatari 944 ready to taxi.
has multiple emergency exits.
Qatari 944, taxi to runway
Alright,
16 right,
so
via Whiskey 2, Lima 2, Kilo, cross, runway 16 right, at your discretion.
that is a good start on engine number 1, starting engine 2.
16 right via Whiskey 2,
You too.
Lima 2, Kilo, cross runway, 16 right, our discretion, Qatari 944.
Captain, the cabin is ready for
Alright, you can stop the pushback here. Look at that, it listens. No, I'm joking, it was already... It had already started reducing its speed when I said that. So, push completed, set brakes. Brake set. Okay, so we've got 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect. Prepare the airplane for taxi. Show me the clear signal on the right hand side, please, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye. So, engine is avail. Okay, so where's the clear signal? There he is, with a pin. Beautiful. So, flight control check, please. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Clear signal received, lovely. Full left. Full right. Neutral, rudder. Full left. Full right. And neutral. Okay, after start checklist, anti-ice, off, flight controls, checked, ground clearance, received, after start checklist complete. Qatari 85 Quebec, request taxi.
Qatari 85 Quebec. Taxi to runway 16 right via Echo 4, Echo 1, Charlie, Romeo, cross runway 34 left, then Romeo 1, Mike 14.
Qatari 85 Quebec, taxi to runway 16 right via Echo 4, Echo 1, Charlie, Romeo, cross 34 left, Romeo 1, Mike 14. Okay, so we start out Echo 4, Echo 1, Charlie, Romeo. And then we'll see where we are going to cross. Alright. Parking brakes released, right side is clear, left side is clear, lights on, let's go. Brake check. Brakes okay.
Qatari 265 ready for pushback.
Qatari 265, push and start approved.
Pushback approved. Qatari 265. Qatari 846 ready for pushback.
You can really feel the weight of the airplane here and the
Cleared
temperature.
for push and start.
You're not supposed to use more than, well, you can use more than 30% in one, up to 40, but no more than that. And, well, just look at how the airplane is not accelerating that well.
Qatari 928 ready for pushback.
Let's call it that way.
Qatari 928, cleared for push and start.
Pushback approved. Qatari 928.
Okay, so Echo 4 becomes Echo 1 when we go straight ahead. That's what we're going to do.
Qatari 149er ready to taxi.
Qatari 149er.
Now let's actually go ahead and speed this up a little bit, because this is going to be a rather long taxi. I'll start the timer for you so that you guys can follow along.
16 right via kilo, cross runway 16 right, our discretion, Qatari 149er. Qatari 265 ready to taxi.
Qatari 265, taxi to runway 16 right via Victor, Alpha 2, Charlie, Romeo, Kilo, cross, runway 16 right at your discretion.
16 right via Victor, Alpha 2, Charlie, Romeo, Kilo, cross runway 16 right, our discretion, Qatari 265. Qatari 846 ready to taxi.
Qatari 846, taxi to runway 16 right via Kilo, cross runway 16 right at your discretion.
16 right via Kilo, cross runway 16 right, our discretion, Qatari 846. Qatari 928 ready to taxi.
Qatari 928, taxi to runway 16 right via Sierra 4, Papa 6, Papa 13.
16 right via Sierra 4, Papa 6, Papa 13, Qatari 928.
Qatari 149er, contact tower on 118.025.
Over to tower, Qatari 149er. Speedbird 122. Qatari 5 Victor ready for pushback.
Qatari 5 Victor, pushback approved.
Push and start approved. Qatari 5 Victor. Qatari 2 Whiskey ready for pushback.
Qatari 2 Whiskey, pushback approved.
Push and start approved. Qatari 2 Whiskey. Qatari 79er Kilo ready for pushback.
Qatari 79er Kilo, pushback approved.
Push and start approved. Qatari 79er Kilo. Qatari 7 Hotel ready for pushback.
Qatari 7 Hotel, pushback approved.
Push and start approved. Qatari 7 Hotel.
Qatari 846, contact tower on 118.025.
Over to tower. Qatari 846. Speedbird 122 ready to taxi.
Speedbird 122, taxi to runway 16 right via November, Sierra, Kilo, cross runway 16 right at your discretion.
16 right via November, Sierra, Kilo, cross runway 16 right, our discretion, Speedbird 122. Qatari 5 Victor ready to taxi.
Qatari 5 Victor, taxi to runway 16 right via Kilo, cross runway 16 right at your discretion.
16 right via Kilo, cross runway 16 right, our discretion, Qatari 5 Victor.
Qatari 944, contact tower on 118.025.
Switching to tower, Qatari 944.
Qatari 85 Quebec, request to continue via Kilo and Lima 12.
Ground Qatari 8963, taxi to parking.
Qatari 8963.
Alright,
taxi
left
to
side is
parking via
clear,
Sierra,
right side
Charlie,
is clear.
Echo 3. Qatari 85 Quebec, continue taxi via Kilo and Lima 12.
Continue Kilo, Lima 12, Qatari 85 Quebec. Alright, that puts us into the line. And I suppose we'll have to wait for them all. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do the taxi items, because I have no changes to the takeoff briefing. So let's see how far the cabin
right
is.
via Whiskey 4, Juliet,
Already,
Sierra,
lovely.
Kilo, cross runway.
So,
16
walk us
right, our
in,
discretion,
takeoff
Qatari 7
config
Hotel.
is tested. So, taxi checklist please. Flap setting, config 2, radar on, taxi checklist complete. Well, and then it is just a matter of time becoming number 1 in the line.
Qatari 8963, give way to the Speedbird 777 on your left.
Give way to the Speedbird 777, Qatari 8963. Qatari 22 Yankee request push and start.
Yankee, pushback approved.
Pushback approved. Qatari 22 Yankee.
Qatari 5 Victor contact tower on 118.025.
Switching to tower, Qatari 5 Victor.
Qatari Nina 3 Quebec contact tower on 118.025.
Switching to tower, Qatari 903 Quebec. Qatari 22 Yankee ready to taxi.
Qatari 85 Quebec contact tower on 118.025. Have a good morning. Qatari 22 Yankee taxi to runway 1.
Qatari 903 Quebec holding short, runway 16 right, ready for departure.
Qatari 903 Quebec, wind 090 at 6, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Qatari 903 Quebec.
Command Tower, Qatari 85 Quebec Heavy, ready for departure.
Qatari 5 Victor, contact departure.
Over to departure, Qatari 5 Victor.
Qatari 85 Quebec Heavy, Hamad Tower, runway 16 right, hold short. You're number 2 behind the 777 now.
Hold short 16 right, Qatari 85 Quebec. Okay, so number 2 behind the 777. That's gotta be the guy on the runway, even though that looks like a 787 to me. Oh no, it's the opposite one. Okay, it's the one on the other side. We are behind him. So the parking brake is set, taxi light is going off. In the meantime, let's already get the heads-up display down on our side and on my colleague's side as well. So 777 before us, that means we got 2 minutes to go. That may be a good moment to review our departure and to get the airfield chart up. Because when you got no SID, at least over here you have stuff like your MSA, and you can see obstacles, terrain contours, and stuff like that. So our departure is going to be on 119.725, that's pre-selected, and with that we are all set to go down here, just
Qatari
waiting.
928 holding short, runway 16 right, ready for departure.
Just waiting for our ATC now.
Qatari 928, wind 090 at 6, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, so he's going,
Cleared for takeoff, runway 16
and that
right,
is a
Qatari
777,
928.
and it's going to be our turn behind it.
Quebec, contact departure.
Switching
Okay,
to departure,
so
Qatari 903 Quebec.
for the takeoff, runway heading 4000, and we call departure when advised. Flaps 2 takeoff, which we don't do all too often in the A350, so that's something to keep in mind. Apart from that, I've got nothing special, nothing non-standard, and that's everything I have for this takeoff. So he's hopefully gonna go. Then we can get a lineup clearance. Is he readjusting himself to the center line there? Look at how much runway he's eating up. I mean, yes, it looks like a typical flight simmer, what a typical flight simmer would do, but don't do that, guys. Lineup over here. I'm gonna show you how to do that lineup correctly. At least it doesn't look like there's any arriving traffic left. That makes it easier for us.
Qatari 85, Quebec Heavy. Heavy, runway 16 right, wind 080 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
Qatari 85 Quebec Heavy, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Clear on the approach. Lineup checklist. Cabin is secured. Takeoff runway 16 right, full length. Packs 1 and 2 on. Lineup checklist complete. So, resetting the timer, 19 minutes of taxi time. Now guys, this is how you do the lineup. Do not follow the yellow line, just take as much runway as you can. Alright, we're cleared for takeoff, the preceding is far enough away. Takeoff. Flex 38, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Knots, checked.
V1.
Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Checked. Autopilot 1. Note how at 1010 our nav mode is going to change in heading mode. See? Thrust declimb, open climb, heading, auto thrust. Flaps 1. Speed checked.
Quebec, contact departure.
Contact departure Qatari 85 Quebec. Doha departure Qatari 85 Quebec Heavy 1500 climbing 4000 on the runway heading.
Qatari 85 Quebec Heavy. Hamad departure. Negative radar contact. Please verify your squawking 4261 and your transponder is set to mode C.
Qatari 85 Quebec squawking 4261 now. The ground controller could have told us that much as well. Okay, flap 0. Speed checked. Flaps
Qatari 85
0.
Quebec. Radar contact. 5 south of Hamad at 1700 feet. Doha QNH 1000. Climb flight level 140. Turn left heading 005. Vectors to Alvin. Then on navigation. Climb flight level 190.
Qatari 85 Quebec left heading 005. Climb maintain flight level 190. And thereafter vectors to Alvin on navigation. Okay, 19000 blue and heading 005. Acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, spawn is retracted, landing gear up, and the packs are on. Okay, that's the acceleration flow pattern completed here.
Etihad 593 contact Doha Center on 132.975.
Switching to Doha Center on 132.975. Etihad 593.
Man, that is quite the left turn here. But I have to say that vector isn't all too bad. Qatari 85 Quebec, can we proceed to Alvin now?
Proceed direct to Alvin.
Direct to Alvin, Qatari 85 Quebec. Okay, PPOS direct 2, insert. Nav. Climb. Alright.
Departure Qatari 2 Whiskey 2000 for 4000.
So far so good. Let's go ahead and cross-check what we've got. Optimum 333, choosing 330, that looks very good. Maximum 350, engine out 195, do you remember that?
Flight level 220.
Flight level 220, Qatari 85 Quebec. And that's flight level 220 blue. Okay, looks good so far. We've got nothing hot tuned on the nav 8, arrival at 2038, and the schedule is
85 Quebec, cloud flight 2220.
2035. Okay, lovely.
Qatari 9028 contact.
So with those
Doha
temperatures,
Center
we're not going to
on
climb very well.
132.9
Let's go
and
full climb thrust here.
Over to Doha Center on 132.975. Qatari
And full
928.
climb is selected.
Qatari 2 Whiskey contact.
Thrust climb.
Departure on 121.1.
Switching to Hamad departure
Okay, lovely.
121.1. Qatari 2 Whiskey.
So at least we made it out of Doha, and we're up and on our way now.
Switching to Hamad departure on 121.1. Qatari 265. Hamad departure. Qatari 2 Whiskey 1000. Hamad departure. Qatari 265.
The 1000 gives me some sort of 757-300 vibes.
Qatari 2 Whiskey contact. Doha Center on 132.
This has very similar proportions.
Over to Doha Center on
But it's a good looking airplane.
175D. Qatari 2 Whiskey.
Too bad we don't have too many of them here in Europe. But I sure hope more are gonna come.
Doha Center on 132.975. Qatari 265.
Qatari 2 Whiskey contact Bahrain Central.
Okay,
Center
so-
on 122.3.
Look at that, full climb thrust, and even with that, we're just getting 1,400 feet a minute out of the airplane. That's really not,
Qatari 265 contact Bahrain Central Low
Really
Center
not all
on
that much.
122.3.
Switching to Bahrain Central Low Center on 122.3. Qatari 265. Departure Speedbird 122.2000 for 4000.
okay, well, I guess for the time being, that's everything I can offer you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us.
Qatari 85 Quebec, climb flight level 250.
Qatari 85 Quebec, climbing flight level 250.
4000, turn right heading 235 vectors for the ILS runway 28 right approach.
Descend and maintain 4000. Right heading 235 for vectors to the ILS runway 28 right approach. Qatari 85 heavy.
Delta 362, climb and maintain flight level 220.
Alright, you've heard our controller, and this is exactly what we are going to do. So, right heading 235, descending 4000 on the QNH.
Captain, cabin is ready.
Getting radar vectors for the ILS approach into San Francisco. So the lights are on, signs are on, LS is now selected, and going down here we've got, where is it? Here it is. Nothing's checked. Lovely. So then let's go ahead and do the approach checklist, please. So, barrel ref, QNH 3002, and that should of course be set twice. So, menu, and you give me inches please. 3002 is cross-check, passing 8.1. Now, lovely. Okay, cool. So, barrel ref, QNH 3002, minimums is
8225, contact San Francisco Tower on 120.5.
Barrow 220, runway condition dry, auto brake, BTE, approach checklist complete. So, let's do a direct to Sapin and do that as a course in, please. Wait, what are you doing?
Qatari 85 heavy, proceed direct C-pin. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 28 right approach.
Proceeding direct C-pin. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 28 right approach. Qatari 85 heavy.
Okay, that's also a way of doing this. So direct to C-pin 3000 and then clear for the approach.
Skywest 134 radar contact.
So let's do slightly less vertical speed over here, just to make sure we get a nice continuous descent approach. And then let me quickly fill you in on the approach briefing. So over to you, my friend. Thanks for that. Now the approach is going to be, well, direct C-pin for the ILS 28 right, minimum Barrow 220. And in case I missed approach, straight at 281 to VIQ. Climbing the 3000. The MSA is 3.5, so we got to be a little bit careful there on the approach. And apart from that, we've got extra fuel and time of 2.9 tons, 34 minutes. Lovely. So fuel usage actually seems quite spot on to me. Just to mention that at this point, but we'll evaluate that.
San Francisco approach, American 2325, 12000.
Now continuing for the
American
briefing.
2325, radar contact.
We're going to do a flight director guided ILS approach, config full, vacate to the left with BTV, and hotspots for taxi in is the crossing of runway 28 left. Now, they send us gate Bravo 10 via CPDLC already. We'll see if we are going to do that or if we are going to go somewhere else. I have a bit of a feeling that we might be going somewhere else today. They do like last minute gate changes here in San Francisco. Now, apart from that, I've got nothing special, nothing non-standard. Threats for the arrival, terrain is definitely one of them, so we're both on the terrain display over here, exactly as we should be. Alright, and that's everything I've got to offer.
United 1343, contact San Francisco
So,
Tower
first
on
descent,
120.5.
Speed.
Switching to San Francisco Tower on 120.5,
Alright,
United
so
1343.
that looks good to me. We are fully prepared for the approach. The approach checklist is done, the cabin is ready. Lovely. So that's about all we could do.
Departure Southwest 1343, 2000 for 4000.
Again, I can't repeat often enough what I said on the departure. The 350 is a super good looking airplane.
Climb 13, 13,000 Southwest 1343.
So, a little bit of traffic over there. By the looks of it, they're going into Oakland, not into San Francisco. And for the record, that's our alternate. Weather is observed good. We know we can land. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that manually. So, autopilot off. We'll keep auto thrust on, as per company SOP.
American 2325, direct
So, by now we're also receiving the ILS.
Descend and maintain altitude
Approach
6,000
arms,
until
last look
established.
localizer blue, approach 1.
Down to 6,000, cleared for the GLS runway 28 left approach, American 2325.
Ooh, the American is flying GLS. Lovely.
SkyWest 3352, proceed direct high tide.
So, standard
Cleared
United
for the
States,
RNAV
looks
Yankee
like the
runway.
DME is
19
not
right
co-located
approach.
with the runway
Descend and
threshold.
maintain altitude
You can see
4,000
15
until
miles
established.
down here versus about 12 miles on the ND.
Down to 4,000.
And I definitely trust the ND some more than I trust
right approach.
the DME in the
SkyWest
States.
3352.
In fact, you can nicely see it down here as well. Right on the runway,
Contact
that's why it
Oakland
says
Center
2
on
DME.
133.7.
Over to Oakland Center on
Hold stop.
133.7 East, Southwest 1343.
Halt.
Qatari 85 heavy. Contact San Francisco Tower on 120.5.
Departure Southwest 4575, 2000 for 4,000.
Southwest 4575. Radar contact. Climb and maintain 11,1000.
Lockstar.
Contacting San Francisco Tower on 120.5, Qatari 85 heavy.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
San Francisco Tower, Qatari
Last up stop,
85.
go on
Heavy
altitude 3000
afternoon.
set.
We're established on the ILS approach for runway 28 right.
Qatari 85 heavy. San Francisco Tower. Roger. Continue approach runway 28 right.
Okay, I'll take the comms from here. Glide slope. And ground will be 1218. Let's pre-select that. So, we'll be
Qatari 85
configuring...
heavy. San Francisco Tower. Winds 250. At Niner. Runway 28 right. Clear to land.
We'll be configuring right over here when we reach the config 2 point. Clear right, clear land, Qatari 85, Quebec heavy. Which is now flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. Gear down. Flaps 3. Speed checked.
2000.
Flaps 3. Flaps full. Speed checked. Flaps full. So, come on cabin, you can do it. Here we go. Landing checklist. Ecam memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete. Qatari 85 Quebec, wind check. Oh, I guess no wind is also a wind. So, at the time of the recording, we still have the bug with the flight path vector up here not lining up with the runway. So we'll just fly basic pitch and power,
1000.
pitch about 1 Well, about 2.5 degrees, and that keeps us nicely on the glide. So don't be surprised that the flight path symbol there doesn't match.
$500.
Even though I got to admit that it's rather difficult to fly that way when you get incorrect indications directly in front of you.
300 above.
Checked.
$200 minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5.
Come on. And nose down, please. Here we go. Spoilers, reverse green, diesel, BTV. $70 knots. Manual brakes. Very nice. Welcome to San Francisco, everyone. $15 hours and 17 minutes that have definitely been worth it. Qatari 85 Quebec, request crossing runway 28 left. Come on, Tower, be quick.
Qatari 85 Heavy, cross runway 28 left, approved. Proceed when clear.
Crossing 28 left approved. Qatari 85 Quebec Heavy.
Cabin is ready for deboarding.
Okay, lovely. So, crossing 28 left, then ground 1218.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Francisco. We hope you enjoy
Okay, and according to flight radar, we are parking up here on Golf 5.
About 1.7 miles. It's also famous for its steep hills and
San Francisco ground, Qatari 85 Quebec Heavy, request taxi to gate Golf 5.
On behalf of Captain Emmanuel, First Officer Stephanie, and the entire crew, we wish you a wonderful stay here. The local time is 1:35 p.m. For those connecting to Flight 738 to Hamad, it will be departing at 4:05 p.m. from Gate 813.
Qatari 85 Heavy, taxi to G5 via Tango, cross runway 10 right, then Bravo, Bravo 5. Have a good day.
Golf 5 at Tango Bravo Bravo 5, Qatari 85 November, you too. Okay, so Bravo is the outer one.
Qatari 85 Heavy, please clarify your request.
Disregard. Alright, so we don't need that anymore.
Qatari 85 Heavy, roger,
All that.
disregard.
Okay, so that's all done and the lights are set. Lovely. So, where are you coming from?
Cardinal 4 Yankee Romeo, ready to taxi.
Well, let's see
Cardinal
what's
4
gonna
Yankee
happen.
Romeo,
Let's
taxi
see
to
who
runway
wins.
28 right via Charlie, cross
He definitely
runway
got the harder
19 right at your
aircraft.
discretion.
Bye bye.
28 right via Charlie, cross runway 19 right.
Okay, lovely. That was easy. Then let's see if we can get some GSX down here. So, gate Golf 5, and that is not too small. No follow me needed, thanks. Handling by, I don't know, the Nutter. And here we go. So, This is Quebec, that's not ours, we'll take the one thereafter. Okay, Bravo is over here. Nicely hidden. Okay then, so starting APU. So we're parking over here on Golf 5. Alright, so Bravo 5.
Traffic.
We should not get a traffic
Clear
fire.
of conflict.
Ground
What?
American 2325, taxi to
Turn
the
it
gate.
off.
American 2325, taxi to parking via Delta Bravo, Mike 2.
Brown is probably not going to be too happy that we turned the transponder off here, but
Delta
definitely
Bravo,
not
Mike
supposed
2,
to get
American
any TCAS
2325.
advisories here.
American 2325,
Okay, so
give way
next
to
left
the
into the
United
ramp.
A319.
Giving way to the United A319, American 2325.
APU is running, lovely, shutdown 2. Okay, so here's Golf 6, and over there is Golf 5. Taxi light off. Radar is off anyway. And here's Golf 5. Less than 10 knots going into the turn, and here we go. So I can't see any kind of marshal or something. Is the guidance system on? No. Well, then I'm just gonna park myself here. We have any A350 up here? Yeah, A350-1000 is the last one. That's fine with me. Yeah, I think that green thing is working. Yeah, it is. So we do have guidance. Good. And stop. Lovely, here we are. APU bleed on, park and brake set, shutdown 1. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Alright. So, transponder is actually off already. That was working ahead a little bit, but I'm not going to complain about that. So, ground service menu, toggle slide arming, request deboarding. Then we need chocks so that we can release our brakes. Lovely. Okay, parking checklist please. Park and brake hot chocks. Chocks in position. And wing light off. Parking checklist complete. Lovely. With that, welcome to San Francisco. Are they doing something? Connect the jetway or so? Jetway. No, doesn't look like it. Alright, in the real world I would have connected both, so I'm just gonna open one left and two left. So, let's analyze. Fuel. We used 103.4. We were supposed to use...
879er ready to taxi.
Kathy 879er, taxi to runway 28 left via Mike 5, Mike 1, Alpha Lima, Foxtrot.
102.5. So
Mike 1, Alpha,
we used
Lima,
about
Foxtrot,
1,000
Kathy
more.
879er.
Well, we can explain
Ground,
that
Skywest
because of
3352,
the
taxi to the
additional... We can
Skywest
explain that
3352.
with the very, very long climb we had during our departure, so that kind of makes sense. Now let's go down, init, position, monitor. So, IRS drift is good, transponder is off anyway already, squawk 2000. Lovely, here we go. Okay, and that's everything we have to do over here. Let's turn off the ADRs, 1, 2, and 3, down into the ATC comm, message record, all messages, return, no stop messages, okay. Well, it should not have deleted them automatically, but if it did, ain't gonna complain. Well, and with that we are done over here, so let's go off to the hotel. Hopefully it's gonna get a little bit warmer soon. It's just 15 degrees here right now, but then again, the sun is just about coming up, so we're expecting 25 degrees. Absolutely lovely weather conditions. And with that, my friends, welcome to San Francisco. Thank you very much for flying along. Let me know your feedback in the comments underneath the video. Really looking forward to it. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.